Hello friends, in this video we are going to talk about the latest issue which is going on in the market, which is about GMM Pfaudler. As you know that the stock price has gone down nearly 50% from the high which it made around 6,900, and there is a OFS coming in, and there are several reasons which are being discussed or speculated about the fall, and there is also a question raised on the company's corporate governance also. So in this video, I am trying to clarify all the thoughts, all the doubts in your mind in the form of different questions in the question answer format. And before we begin, please do subscribe my channel and consider joining the channel membership, as we are discussing a lot of stock specific ideas and market analysis in our community. I am Varun Agarwal, and let's get started. So the first question we are considering is, why was the offer for sale brought? Why did this company bring in offer for sale? The promoters, why are they selling their stake? So there are two promoters. One is DBAG. DBAG is a PE firm from US. So DBAG is trying to sell the cash, or they are trying to monetize their gains which they have got over a period of so many years. The PE firms invest in different companies to get profits in their investment. So since they have got good profits, they are trying to cash in some profits for their investors, because DBAG also manages money for other investors. And why is the Patel family, who are the promoters of GMM, selling their stake? If you observe, there was a news that GMM India is acquiring the global business, so they need funds for that acquisition. That is why the Patel family is selling the funds, and they're selling the stake, which is also just about a little more than 2%. So this is the reason why the OFS was brought. So will there be a further sale of stake by the promoters in future? Again, this has two answers. DBAG may sell further because it is a temporary PE firm investor, and they will plan to sell it further, and they may choose to invest in some other company. And the Patel family, they will not sell. They are clear that they are not going to sell. In fact, they plan to increase their stake further up to 30% from the current levels. And after the present OFS, there is a lock-in for 3 years. So up to 3 years, you can be reassured that neither of these two will sell any stake in the company. As a retail investor, are you cheated? So this, I wouldn't say that you are cheated, but the company definitely went in for a very low price of the OFS, which is kind of unfair to the retail investors who have believed in the company and bought the shares at a higher valuation. But if you consider from the company's point of view, the promoters plan to sell a huge chunk of their holding to another different institution. So those people, when they are buying shares at such a huge quantity, they would prefer to get at a reasonable valuation. That is why the company has come up with a 3,500 floor price for OFS, and they have brought in different mutual funds and other investors to sell their stake through OFS. Fundamentally, the company is good. Growth point of view, they have very strong growth plans, and the managing director, Mr. Tarak Patel, is very confident that the results of the upcoming quarters are going to be very good. So the fundamentals and growth story is intact, but I would still say that retail investors' treatment has been unfair when you see that the floor price being set as 3,500. Now, what will be the shareholding on a broad basis before and after the OFS? If you see, before the OFS, Patel family held 24.6% stake, DBAG held 50.4%. Together, the promoter's stake was 75%, and free float was just 25%. Free float means holdings of retail investors and other outsiders like mutual funds and other institutional investors. After the OFS, the promoters holding will come down from 75% to 50%, and the free float will go up to 45%. So broadly, if you see, DBAG after the OFS will hold around 32%, Patel family will hold around 22%, and the free float will increase from 25 to 45%. So there will be more distribution of shares in the market, and it will not remain in the hands of very few existing shareholders. Why are they planning to acquire the global business? They want to acquire the global business because they have been into the same business for so many years. They know them very well. They know that there is scope of expansion and growth in this business, and they are sure that they can manage this business globally. So keeping that in mind, they are acquiring the entire global business of Pfaudler Inc. And they want to become global leaders in the glass line machinery segment, and they want to even enter into the other machinery segment by this acquisition. Now, who are the new institutional investors? The names are not yet revealed, but the managing director has come up and said openly that they are very good and very big names which have come in the OFS. The top 3 or 4 money managers from the US have come in, and from India, the top few mutual funds have invested through OFS in the company. So these kind of institutions will invest only after they have done thorough due diligence of the company, and they are very sure that corporate governance and everything is clean. So as a retail investors, we can be a little assured that there is nothing major wrong inside the company, and these names also will surely come out in the next board meeting. Then how did the SLB transaction happen? Securities lending and borrowings. This was a transaction which has happened. In this, what happens is, through this SLB route, someone can borrow the shares from another shareholder and sell it in the market at a high price, and then buy at a low price and return back to the original shareholder. So it's kind of borrowing, like we borrow money, it is like borrowing shares, selling and buying and giving back. Then how did this transaction happen at the same time when the OFS was brought, and who are the people who have taken an advantage of this? This was one of the biggest question raised, and more than the floor price of 2500, this was the major reason why the stock is hitting lower circuits day by day. So the management is very confident and clear that their conscience is clear that right from 60 years they have been into this business, and they are loyal to the shareholders, and from their side there is no leakage or lapse, but something fishy has surely happened, and they are open and willing to cooperate with all the regulatory authorities like SEBI and anybody else to probe into this matter, investigate and come out with the reason and the person who has done this. So this shows that the management is fully supportive and they are not involved in the SLB transaction. What are the upcoming growth plans of this company? They have set up a new manufacturing unit in Hyderabad which will start very soon, and their existing units have additional capacities coming up. The order book is so strong that for the next 1 year they are fully they are into their full capacities, and they are expecting very strong numbers in the coming 3 quarters of financial year 21. And after this acquisition, the entire global business will be consolidated, and that turnover will form a part of the Indian company. And also after the global consolidation, lot of manufacturing will be shifted to India, as in India labor and other resources are cheaper, so that will increase the margins and benefits to the company. What are the growth numbers guidance coming forward? Revenue presently somewhere around 600 crores may rise to about 2000 crores after the consolidation with a EBITDA margin of 13%, and by 2024 they plan to increase the revenue to about 2800 crores with an EBITDA margin of about 16%. So in terms of numbers guidance also, the management of the company has given good growth projections. Then what about the increasing debt which the company has to take to acquire the global company? This debt the company's management plans to make it zero in the next 2 to 3 years. So now coming to the final question, whether you should hold the shares or exit. If you're a short-term investor or a trader, then obviously you may choose to exit whenever you get an opportunity. But if you are a long-term investor, I feel that the people should remain invested in the company, as the management seems to be very confident, the management seems to be very clean, fundamentals of the company seems to be intact, and the growth story is still remaining, and they are very confident that they will deliver growth to their shareholders going forward. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it. I have tried to cover all the questions which can come in your mind. And what is your view on the company? Please do share in the comments below. Let us discuss. And thanks for watching. Do consider joining my channel. Subscribe it, hit the bell icon, and have a great day.